There are 9 games left, Dave. If the Saints lose them all, Dennis Allen's record would be 26-87, which would make him officially the worst coach in NFL history with at least 80 games coached. History is at hand. Greatness is at stake. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour Podcast. We never trade up.
If there was a path to give up 3 first-round picks to get Jaden Daniels, I would do it. And I would pick Jaden Daniels.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour Podcast. As always, we are presented to you by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlboro. I'm joined by Dave. Thomas running the show back at Poland. We got a special guest. We got Cody. He's a patron. He's at the black and gold level. And one of the perks, Dave, at the black and gold level is if Andrew or Kevin can't show up and it's just a 2-man team, I break the glass. I say to the black and gold level members, hey, can you come, pinch hit, be a guest host with us? And Cody was like, hell yeah, I'll do it. I'm on maternity leave or paternity leave. Maternity. But let's do it. And Cody, thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. No, happy listener for 10 years.
Yeah, he's got the really nice shirt, Dave. The Saints, the old school Saints Happy Hour, yeah. The nice dry fit with the ripped off Jack Daniels logo that we got sued over.
Yeah, I didn't know we were doing this, so when I first logged on, I was like, Kevin, you've really changed.
It hurts, Dave. It hurts. Yeah, that's rough.
Actually, Cody, can we get a love update? Can we get a love update from you, Cody, personally?
Happily married. You know, I actually found
boring.
I was
boring. Get on the apps, Cody. Get on the apps.
Hey, I was on the apps. I actually had success, unlike Kevin. You know, so
you need to give him pointers, man.
So I actually managed to make it work. I made it work. You know, so I'm just enjoying my, to my knowledge, my first child. To my knowledge, my first child.
To my knowledge. Yeah, we were all we're happy to have Cody. This is to Andrew and Kevin. I don't know where they are. I don't know if they're listening. I don't know. Kevin should be burning. But this is a tryout. This is a tryout for Cody. You guys are on notice. You could get Wally pipped here. We might never bring you back. Yeah. So
people in the chat say that's the shirt they want, Dave. Maybe we need to reissue the old Saints Happy Hour.
Copyright damn.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I'm not worried about Jack Daniels. And also to my earlier point, Andrew and Kevin, was specifically Andrew. Cody was not only on time, but he was early.
He was early. Notice Thomas intimidated him. Right. Thomas intimidated him.
But either way, regardless, notice that we're starting on time here. So
I need to intimidate Jews next time.
Yeah. The Saints have fallen into the abyss and are in shambles, and we're totally on point and together. The world is upside down. On tonight's show, we're going to give you some survival tips for the rest of 2024 Saints football. What does Derek Carr need to do to secure his place on the 2025 roster? What's the biggest thing you got wrong about the first half of the Saints season? And what's the biggest thing you got right? We'll discuss that. Plus, Thomas debuts.
Was this
Dennis Allen Hangman? I don't know. He won't show it to me. He just said, I got Dennis Allen Hangman out there. We're going to do that. So that'll be fun. As always, if we reach $100 in donations, I'll drink something horrible the patrons have sent me. This week, it is Passau, some sort of fruit thing. I don't know.
Passagno.
No. That's be more come on.
And Yukon Jack Fire.
And
it looks like it's aged horribly.
What is Passau?
What is this? This Passagno?
Passion fruit? Passagno?
It's not a defensive end for us.
No. And here's the thing. Thomas was right, and he said to me, Ralph, we got to give the patrons something cool, something that's authentic of the Saints Happy Hour. So listen, the end of the year, the end of the football season, you win this.
All right, we can't.
Frame picture of
Hazlitt to return after strong finish. The front page of the Times pick.
Buddy D dies of heart attack in the corner. If you know, you know.
On the other side, yeah. The smaller print. Buddy D dies of a heart attack.
So
I Yeah, that's surprising that he didn't get. A little surprising, no, that he doesn't get the main thing there.
What do you mean?
He didn't get the. Yeah,
I guess you know what? Probably
doesn't get the main.
Probably because he died
part?
he died in the middle. He died like at night, so it might have been like they couldn't rearrange.
Oh, they had to add it quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And probably back then, they couldn't like digitally make it up real quick.
Yeah, so
it's actually. I was going to say it's actually Passoa, and quick little YouTube Google is it's France. It's the number 1 passion fruit liqueur in the world.
Wow.
This is
from
great.
Brazil.
This is great.
It sounds like way too nice of a place for Ralph to drink.
This is great, Cody. You're doing a great job, Kevin. And
Somebody
Andrew,
doesn't. Whoever
you
sent
don't
this,
need to come back. Don't worry about it, buddy. You guys are fine. Take your time.
Whoever sent this doesn't understand the assignment.
That's true.
That's going to be pleasant. That's going to be a pleasant shot.
True. It sounds like something you would enjoy.
And it's only 20% alcohol. I mean, that's nothing.
Okay, Ralph needs to mix it with something then.
Well, if we hit the level,
Ipecac.
Wait,
Ipecac. That Ipecac sounds like a town in
What were we just talking about before that?
We were talking about Buddy D dying.
Yes, that's right. Should we mention Eric Paulsen passing away while we're on the subject? I think we
Eric Paulsen. People had very nice things to say about him.
My wife is very upset by this. My wife grew up watching Eric Paulsen and Sally Ann. And
all the icons in New Orleans are dying. They're all passing away. And like the Monday morning segments that I did with Eric Paulsen, where he would insult me and I would insult him back, like those were
those are my favorite.
Those were fantastic. Those were fantastic, and we did them for like 3 years, and it was fun because the Saints were winning, and me and Eric Paulsen, even though we were combative, we both had a love of Taysom Hill. So it was just, like Eric Paulsen, he's a freaking New Orleans media icon. Like I would say he might be Mount Rushmore, like him, Angela Hill.
And I guess he's not from here. I didn't realize that, but he's not technically from here, so he's like me. So I got a soft spot in my
but once you come here and if you embrace New Orleans,
that's what I'm saying.
You're from here.
I agree.
So Thomas, give us a donation update.
Come hard. There is nothing.
So no new donations. We are on a 63 donation streak. Andre George won last week with 70.
Our donation streak. The donation streak is as tenuous as DA's job security.
I mean, last week we reached
you two guys.
Two of them.
Usually me and Dave kill it, and
usually you and Dave kill it.
Don't do it. Yeah, but that's kind of look. I think we might have reached the end here. It might have run its course, but maybe for tonight, for one night only, for Cody while he's here, do it for Cody. We'll give a portion, 3% of the proceeds to Cody.
There you go.
Run amok, 5 buckaroos! Becoming the new MVP leader.
So Cody just got okay. Well, wait a minute. Never mind.
Hey, I live in Austin, so anything to help me out.
So Cody's already rich, and he lives in the tech giant in the South. Got it. All right.
Thanks to Arrow for the interception.
Or for the city, dude.
No.
I get to watch all the rich people leave at the airport.
We need to play it again, Thomas, because we talked over it?
Just 1 second. Let me access it. There you go.
Sorry, it's been so long.
Deception!
Our home stadium is the Superdome now.
Errol, 28.3 interception.
Superdome. So...
And by the way, wait, Ralph, Toxic P in the chat. Were Kevin and Juge traded before the deadline for Cody? Did we get an additional pick?
We got a conditional 4th depending on Cody's playing time. It could go to a 3rd. It depends on playing time and how much he drinks during the show. We're confident. His blood alcohol level, that's instead of doing Raz, we do blood alcohol level. His blood alcohol level is high. We like Cody. He's got great potential.
I can turn this off. I can show you my massive bar cart that I have right behind me.
Wow.
Like overloaded.
Do we need to have Cody pick an undrafted free agent son real quick, just so he can get in on the action?
I don't know who I pick at this point. Knowing my luck, he'd just get hurt or blow his hamstring out.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be par for the course for the 2024 Saints. But my first thing is, look, we know the Saints season. It's terrible. It started out great, 2-0. It's 6 straight losses. They haven't had 6 straight losses since 2005. Or if you want to pretend 2005 doesn't exist, like never happened, like me, 1999. So it's all bad. But we're going to be here every week. You people are going to watch the games. We know you're going to watch the games. So, Dave, I said the first topic on the rundown, I said survival tips for the 2024 Saints. How are you going to watch these games? Get some enjoyment, survive them, enjoy them, thrive, whatever. Because you're going to watch. You got 9 more of these things we're all going to watch. And let's not pretend like we're not. How are you going to watch these games? Because it's going to be a completely different experience than what it's been the last 17, 18 years.
Well, I didn't realize that you were going to take my stat and my math and my research and use it at the very top of the show in the intro. I was, yeah, right. I was going to maybe, yeah, you did. Didn't even tell me. It wasn't in the rundown. The rundown just, but I'm being dead serious. The rundown just says, for intro, it just says, all right, everybody. It doesn't say anything of what Ralph's going to say.
Right.
At least you got something. Yeah. I got like, good luck.
You're a true member of the team when you don't get the rundown, Cody. That's when you know that we love you.
Yes.
So you know, saying that I got the rundown isn't saying much because there's not much on the actual rundown. It's just telling us when we need to promote Hard Hide whiskey.
All the time, Dave. It's a hard hide.
But so yes, so I saw on Reddit, on the Saints subreddit, and obviously on Twitter or whatever, that Dennis Allen is currently, as it stands now, he's 26 and 70 something or whatever. And among coaches that have coached at least 75 games, he is 3rd worst behind 2 other guys, 2 other random guys. I don't have it in front of me now. Mary and somebody and whatever. So, and then I did the math and I went ahead and I said, now, wait a minute. There's 9 games left in the season. What if Dennis Allen lost all of those games? What does that do to his record, his overall coaching record? And as you stated in the intro, if the Saints lost all 9 games moving forward, that puts Dennis Allen's record at like 26 and 87 or something like that for a winning percentage of less than 300.
People in the chat have an important question, Dave. Does he have any wiggle room? Can he go 1-8?
No, I see. Okay, great question. Because I had the same question. I wanted to know the same thing. No, he has no wiggle room. If he goes 8-1, he finishes at like 310-ish or whatever. And if he loses them all, he finishes at like 290 whatever. And that cutoff is at 300 because that Marion guy is at whatever 300.
I mean, Cody,
I'm kind of rooting for it. And you know what? I'm rooting for it also just because obviously I want him to get fired, and I think that's his best chance of getting fired. Obviously, is losing them all. Yeah,
I'm gonna just blame someone.
There's no way you could defend that. But I thought that wasn't a possibility because we had Carolina again coming up, obviously, but that's away, and they're certainly looking a little bit better. And I know they don't have, they don't have Dalton now. I know Dalton got in a damn car accident.
No, they think Dalton's gonna play.
All right, good.
Are you kidding?
And then I thought the Browns might be. Yeah, I know. I thought the Browns was going to be a cakewalk, and that was going to be the one win. But now Jameis might come back and kick our ass. Yeah. So anything's up for grabs. They could potentially lose that. Could potentially lose that.
If that's gonna
happen? Nah, probably not. But
if they get to like 10, 11 losses in a row, then I want it so bad, Cody. Then you got to finish the job, DA.
Then you got to keep him. You have to keep DA. You have to keep DA so you can get the best draft pick.
You know what Dave? That would infuriate Saints fans more. Like if Loomis had the bye week. When they've lost, they would. The bye week is in a month, right? So they would lose three more. If they lose 3 more and they're 2-9, and Loomis is like, I fired DA, he didn't do a good enough job, but we love and respect DA so much. We didn't want him to have a chance to be the worst coach in NFL history, so we took that off his plate. We would be more infuriated at Loomis. I think we'd be like, God damn it, Loomis. Yeah,
well, I don't know. If we get
Razzie,
Razzie as the interim head coach, I mean, this is the coach that tells people, "Oh yeah, fair catch on the 2. You're perfectly fine." I mean, like I'm not that worried about him leaving doing a dead cat bounce and bringing us back.
Did you just go full Ralph and call him Razzie?
Oh, that's right, Rizzy.
Rizzy, yeah, sorry.
Oh my God, full Ralph.
Can't say anyone's
Look, I'm
name right.
newborn. I'm running off like 2 hours of sleep here. Okay, like I have an excuse.
But what do you do?
Look, Ralph, I just want to address something. You know, you're throwing Loomis's name out there, and I want to go ahead and defend Loomis a little bit. I've kind of had a little bit of a come to Jesus moment. I've actually been thinking recently about this, and it's hard for me to really blame. Honestly, I know I've said things in the past, but it's kind of hard for me to really blame Loomis because he didn't want this. He didn't want any of this. He wanted Deshaun Watson. He's
Worse.
I mean, this is what he's got now. This is secondary to what he really wanted. And he must be so frustrated. He must be so upset and frustrated.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
I know you didn't. Wasn't that great? Wasn't that great? Wasn't that great? I want to just take this time, and you know what? From here on out, until maybe Mickey Loomis is not the general manager anymore, I'm not going to rag on Mickey Loomis. I'm not going to say bad things about him because
that makes one of us.
Whatever. I'm for personal reasons. But I think from here on out, I think for every episode, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remind everybody that Mickey Loomis wanted to sign Deshaun Watson.
I mean,
instead of back in 2022,
and only God saved him. Like,
yes.
You think it's bad? It's bad now. And listen,
That's
the Saints have cap
Imagine
issues
not having any first round picks,
and you're stuck with Deshaun Watson. There's no escape. And there's no cap space. Oh my god!
Fully guaranteed.
Oh my god. Cleveland. I've never seen a fan base, a stadium as excited as Cleveland was for Jameis. I didn't think that was possible for people to be that excited.
Did you hear what they were chanting whenever Deshaun Watson got hurt? Like they all chanted in, "You deserve this. You deserve this," and like they did it the whole time he's being carted off.
Those poor people, and like I don't think Stefanski wants. I mean, like I think the ownership is behind all this. They were the ones that signed him. They wanted to bring him on. They're telling Stefanski, "Hey, play him." I guess finally they've relented or whatever. But like,
they didn't really relent.
Well, I know, but I'm not in a good place as far as the Saints ownership and front office is concerned.
Well, I think
another Polish name. That's a bad idea, man.
And our motivation, what our motivation is, but we are at least better than the Browns. It's like
that's true. But your point about quarterback, Dave, is interesting because Cody. Listen, the Saints, the quarterback, even if they pick high this year and they get a top pick, there's no guarantee that they're taking a quarterback in 20.
No, I don't think there is. My son keeps saying He keeps asking me, he's like, are the Saints going to take a quarterback next year?
And the quarterback class coming out really isn't all that exciting.
Yeah.
No,
so,
it's not. I know.
So my question to you, and I'll start with you, Cody. What is Derek Carr, because he's going to come back this week, clearly, because Vegas has the Saints. By the way, this is how bad Carolina is. Saints are a 7.5-point favorite against Carolina. Saints have 2 wins. Carolina has 1. That's how bad Vegas views Carolina. But what does Derek Carr have to do the rest of the year to sort of the Saints, whether they, DA and new regime with coaches and all. What does Derek Carr have to do to Cody to secure his spot and be like, okay, he's the quarterback. We might not like it for long term, but we're definitely keeping for 2025 because he did this in 2024. What does he have to do the rest of the year?
He has to do absolutely zero on the field. All he has to do is point at the cap space and be like, well, buddy, you're $72 million over and you're going to have to rework it. So it looks like you're stuck with me another 2 years or so. So that's all he has to do. It's like you rework my contract to help you get under the cap space, and that's it.
I think, Dave, there's probably like a 90% chance Carr is the guy next year. Like, unless he would get hurt again, maybe. But I just like
because if you think about it, there's no really good free agents coming up. There's no quarterback free agents that's coming up. The class is bad. I mean, like you might as well stick with league average.
That's right. Derek Carr.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Do both of you? I will quick straw poll here. Do you think that Dennis Allen will be the coach of the Saints next year?
No. No, I wrote a column.
For the love of God, no. Please.
Okay.
No.
Become a patron. I wrote a column for the patrons. I predicted. Stop panicking. Don't worry about it. DA is going to get fired.
Okay. So now let me ask you a follow-up question. A new coach is coming in. Do you think that new coach wants Derek Carr as his goddamn quarterback?
I mean, it depends on what's out there. I mean, like, what can he get? I mean, like, what else is he going to?
I think the new coach would either be like, we can keep Derek Carr for 1 year for cap purposes, and I've fallen in love with this quarterback from this draft, so we're taking him, whoever it would be, Carson Beck or Shedeur Sanders, whoever it would be. Or he'd be like, listen, I'll ride with Carr for the first year. Next year, next year we're cutting him, and then we're going quarterback hunting in the draft.
So which basically, I guess that's basically akin to Sean Payton in Denver, Russell Wilson.
It is, but it's hard, Dave, because if you are the new Saints coach, right, and you're Mike Vrabel or you're whatever, Ben Johnson, whatever coach of the moment you want, I think there's a real possibility that if the Saints make a really good hire, I'm not saying that next year they'll be, a playoff team or whatever, but if they hire Ben Johnson and he's a really good coach, they're probably going to be healthier because they'll have just better injury luck. They could win themselves 6-7 games next year and play themselves out of the quarterback derby that they desperately need. So it's weird. Like Derek Carr guarantees you being mid, and when you're mid, you're like
that's a 6. Even worse.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like maybe the new coach would be like, we got to get rid of Carr because we got to stink again. We got to stink back-to-back years. So I don't know.
If you keep the medical staff that's from UNO Congo division, I mean, you should have.
You should be fine.
You should be fine, because you won't have anybody to play for you at the end of either season.
You just got my wheels spinning here in my head. Now I'm
maybe I'm wondering, eating, Dave. People in the chat.
Well, I'm eating Golden Flake hot potato chips.
Oh wow!
And I'm almost at the bottom of the bag there. That's why it's all folded.
And Dave, if I ate like you, I could be a serviceable lineman for the Saints right now.
Hey, there's nothing stopping you from following your dreams. If my wheels are turning here. It's hurting a little bit, but I'm wondering, maybe, you know what? Maybe Mickey Loomis, maybe now I'm not kidding. Maybe Mickey Loomis is a genius all along. Maybe Mickey has been trying to tank the team. Maybe Mickey feels like Dennis Allen was his. First of all, maybe he felt like Deshaun Watson was his best shot at tanking the team. Couldn't get Deshaun Watson.
That's an expensive tank if he was.
So he's got Dennis.
That's not a tank, dude. Like, at least with a tank, you need picks left.
So he's got
over.
Dennis Allen. So then he's like, all right, well, Dennis Allen will tank with Derek Carr. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to tank.
I will say one thing for
you.
Mickey
Look at Isaiah Foskey. You tell me Mickey Loomis is a genius.
I will say one thing.
No, it's all part of the tanking plan.
I will say one thing sort of it's a backhanded compliment to Mickey Loomis, Cody, but he's being a jerk and he's being an ass about how he's defending Dennis Allen and saying, look past results and all this. And it's annoying. Like he's being an arrogant jerk. But I do think it has a purpose in a sense of by sticking by Dennis Allen until the end of the year, and they fire Dennis Allen on Black Monday, which I think they will. By doing that, I think the Saints will help position themselves to get their next coach, because the Jets, Carolina, if they fire Canales, which I saw was rumored today, the Raiders, if they walk away from Pierce, all these teams that are completely unstable, Mickey Loomis can go to Ben Johnson and go to Vrabel and be like, you really going to go to the Jets who've been like through 6 coaches? You're going to go to Carolina, Ben Johnson? You really going to go there after they're on coach like number 5 in 5 years? Or are you going to come to the Saints where I just gave Dennis Allen 3 years and I let him be the worst coach in NFL history? I let him ride it out. I let him stay for the whole 3 years. We'll give you 5 years, buddy. Like, I think that is a valuable thing. It's annoying now because Loomis is being a jerk about it, but I think it's gonna help them when they do hire the next coach to say, hey, we are committed, we're stable, We're not going to kick you to the curb a year and a half in like the Raiders or whoever. I think it's going to be valuable, Cody. But
I agree with that. I can totally.
Mickey Loomis don't be a jerk about it. Like he's being a jerk about it.
Don't say that it's economics that are keeping fans from going into the stadium. But no,
Stop
like for
being
job
poor.
security. Yeah,
Like
job security. I gave Dennis Allen 3 years. You got to just show me a pulse and you get 5. You know, and then if Gale keeps cutting checks, big checks. I mean, like, hey, you know, that is say something with consistency. You know,
the problem I have is I'm having a hard time seeing the Saints attracting great coaches, great players when the uncrustable intake is so low. Yeah, I mean, like we are bottom of the barrel uncrustable intake, and I mean, like,
well, it could be feeding them po' boys. You never know.
But here's the thing, Dave. I mean,
you've got the worst. You've got the worst cafeteria in the league.
How is that possible?
No, they're redoing
worst cafeteria in the league. Oh yeah, they're redoing it. Yeah, they're redoing it. All right. But prior to that, they've got the worst cafeteria in the league, and with the least amount of available uncrustables, apparently. And look, I don't know how many people are actually from this area, but the Saints facility is right down the street from a Sam's Club. Like there is no excuse.
Says Big Smuckers is in Dave's pocket.
There is no excuse why they can't be fully stocked on a regular basis. Why they can't be sending some GA or assistant or whatever down to Sam's Club every day. Also, fill up on the gas while you're there because it's cheap.
It's bad gas.
Fill up all the. Oh, it's bad. Yeah, actually, screw Walmart. F Walmart. I'm a Costco guy.
Here's the thing, though, Dave.
Uncle Jesse. I love you, Uncle Jesse. Costco for life.
What if the Uncrustables? What if that's just code word for Vicodin? And that would make sense that Denver's number one and the Saints went to last. Like, I bet you if it's a code word for Vicodin, I bet you if you'd have done it 6 years ago, Saints would have been number one in quote unquote Uncrustables.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could get that data. You know, it's like, well, when Sean Payton was there, they had the most Uncrustables or so. You know,
right? I wonder. Yeah, that's right. Did our Uncrust because for those that didn't see this, aside and in addition to the Saints having the lowest Uncrustable consumption in the league, the Denver Broncos currently under Sean Payton have the highest Uncrustable. So I would like to see, as Cody has asked and mentioned here, I'd like to see how our Uncrustable consumption was when Peyton was here and whether it lowered when he left.
And do horrible offenses.
And also, right. And also whether he took
how many Uncrustables can you eat, Dave? Your boy Alan wants to know.
I'm not. You know what? Honestly, the funny thing is the Uncrustable thing is like a thing in the golf community too, because you can take it out of your freezer as soon as you leave for your round, and then by the ninth hole, it's defrosted. You leave it in your bag, and it's defrosted and ready to go. And it's like an inside joke on like the golf subreddit. But I don't.
Figured the golf courses you play at, they just bring caviar to you
at the golf course. At the golf courses I play at, they don't have caviar, but you can get a good hot dog at the turn. And they have this whole wall of candy jars of all this assorted candy.
Oh, so that explains a lot.
Like it's worth it's worth the membership. Yeah, I'm getting my membership.
Putting the hurt on them.
Yeah, I'm getting my membership's worth.
Aldo Marino says the quote-unquote golf community bougie. Thomas, do we have a donation update? How are we doing?
Yes, sir. We are almost halfway there. Errol is still in the lead, but we got a new donation from Ali Marino, $5 cruise, and from San Antonio saying $10 with donation message drinky. Well,
yeah, you can donate. You get in the raffle to win the Jim Haslett to return Buddy D dies. It's already framed for you. I'll ship it. Make sure that you get it safe. And Dave, I got the hoodie that I bought. You were asking me. I was so excited.
Yes, about the hoodie. The hoodie.
I got it behind me. Okay. People aren't getting that. That's mine. It's got to get to 70 degrees, and you got to be cold enough for me to freaking wear it. Global warming or whatever the hell. It's still 90 degrees.
It'll be February in Texas.
And for those who have been sitting on the edge of their seat wondering, it's a 47 brand hoodie.
That's right.
Which is a popular brand. Most people, I'm assuming, listening have heard of it, and it is a brand that I sell in my store. and it's the exact hoodie that I was thinking of. I think if you go back to the original episode, you'll hear me say, "Is it the 47 brand one?" It's a sweatshirt hoodie, and it's kind of made to look like a short sleeve jersey. But it's got the long. It's hard to explain, but yes, it does. They are expensive. It
looks like a sweatshirt, and you pull the T-shirt over it, and it's got a
exactly that. Yeah. That's exactly. It's one piece, but it's meant to look. Thank you, Ralph. It's meant to look like you have a long sleeve shirt with a T-shirt over it.
I'm excited for those 10 days in February when I get to wear it in Houston. It's going to be amazing.
Errol just donated 666, so we're gonna need somebody else to donate on top of that to get rid of that bad juju. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
What the hell, Errol?
So here's the thing, with the 17th game, right? The schedule doesn't split nice. The season doesn't split nice and easy like it used to, right? Used to be able to break it into quarters. Used to be able to 8 games. We're halfway done. Mid-season.
Well, we'll be at 18 soon, so don't worry. It'll go back to being nice
with only one bye week for it.
Right,
of course. So now we got 17. So do you wait and do 9 before you consider it the mid-season? Do you do it 8? So I'm doing it 8, and I said I wanted to talk about it. People in the chat can say their questions too. We'll start with this. We'll start positive because everything with the Saints is so negative now. But Dave, and not about record prediction, but what did you get right about the 2024 Saints, about the roster, personnel, player performance? What did you get right?
I didn't know.
Yes, I got right.
This was not. Right. Was this in the rundown? I feel like this was not.
And I sent you the rundown. And I texted you these 2 questions.
Really?
Lies, Dave. Lies.
No, you did not.
We need
you
screenshots.
Did not text me these 2 questions.
I didn't see a rundown, so it doesn't exist. Dave,
yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember getting texted these 2 questions because I would have had Thomas do a little research, and it's not really specific for this season actually. But I was thinking earlier, and I texted you guys this. I want to go back to when we hired DA. I want to go to that first podcast after the Saints hired DA because I feel like
time for that.
We have all off season, I know, but I feel like I was not a fan from the beginning. I feel like I had some hesitations. I think I used not a leader of men, and I'm going to go on record and say if I did say that, I was vindicated the second he apologized to Atlanta after last week.
Dave,
after last season. So not specific to this season, but I want to check the tapes. I want to check the timestamp. I think I was not a fan of DA.
I was waiting for you to say what I got right about the first half of the season. I was just expecting you to say, "Have you seen my UDFA son? Have you seen the?"
I did. Well, that's. I mean, I thought we were. By the way, I don't find it. I don't find it a coincidence that Andrew's bailing on this podcast after my undrafted free agent son, who was already in the lead. He was already. I just want to go. I want to make sure everybody was aware. He was already in the lead.
Hall of Famer.
I already had a healthy lead in the undrafted free agent son contest. Maybe. But after this Sunday, I catapulted into the stratosphere, and I don't think I can even be touched at this point. I think it's a walk-off grand slam. Freddie Freeman, Dodgers win the World Series, sweep the Yankees 4-0 type of victory for me and my undrafted free agent. Matthew Hayball will go down in the Dave Cariello Saints undrafted free agent Ring of Honor with Malcolm. Yeah, with Malcolm Roach, him and Malcolm Roach.
So that means it's just you and Andrew
on the
who are the only ones who've ever won it.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over Thomas's.
I was going to say, so it's just really now it's just you and Andrew are the only ones who ever compete for it year after year.
That's correct. That's right. Correct. That's correct.
That's right. I guess Holker could still, in theory, catch it.
Andrew, as far as Andrew is like
with the injury apocalypse, everything's possible. Come on, man.
Andrew is like the Patriots, and I'm like the Eli Manning Giants. Like every now and then, I just get in there and I steal one.
Kneecap them.
Yeah, I steal one, and I'm out of there, and then you luck out, and you never see me again for a few years.
I mean, the thing, it's hard to Cody to think about when I was thinking about this topic, I was like, well, what was I right about? There was so much I was wrong about. The one thing that I was right about was I thought that
what was your record prediction?
11-6. It's uphill.
Jesus.
Uphill.
terrible.
That's over, man.
Were we doing? Years ago, I remember we did a thing where the number of
Games
wins
were off.
Yeah, right. You had to do something.
Yeah.
And boy, I would
write. He had to write to that guy who always beats his ass in the
yeah.
sports column.
That's right.
Less East.
Less East. I wish we were doing something like that this year. Like you got to do a shot for every win you're off because you right
The
now
cat
you could
food.
be at you could
Candy
be
the
at
cat
9.
food.
You
Candy the
could be
cat
at
food,
9
man.
shots.
It
Yeah,
could be.
that's right.
It could
He
be.
can almost do power hour with how many shots he has to do.
But the thing that I was right about with the Saints was negative right was I was really concerned about the defense. I was like, they're all old, they might fall off a cliff. But specifically as far as like on field product, there isn't much to say. Like
You didn't expect him to be 32nd.
I mean, I think Kamara has been really good, and I said Kamara would have a career year. He's kind of on pace for it, maybe rushing wise. That's about it for me. Being right. That's about it for me. Cody, when you were before, I mean, you weren't here obviously to make a prediction, but were you what's something that you were going into the year that you felt like, oh yeah, you were right about it? And it doesn't have to be like a positive thing. It can be in the negative. You can be like, I thought X was going to be terrible, and it's terrible.
For positive, I did expect Penning to get better. I did think to get better. I'm thinking like new offensive line coach that knew he got rid of Doug Marrone. He has played better. He's played more serviceable.
Unplayable to playable. Yes.
Playable. And the thing is, like, with offensive line throughout the league right now, playable is actually really good. That like playable keeps you in the league for about 10, 15 years.
They're gonna pick up his 5th-year option. I'm pretty confident of it. Which after last year to say they're gonna pick up the 5th-year option. Oh yeah.
I mean, like, what are the I mean, he's got us bent over a barrel. I mean, like, we
what else is there to do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, of course
but that 5th-year option is guaranteed, and it's going to be like $15-16 million. Like, it's not cheap.
No, but still, I mean, you got a better idea.
To be about 12.
I mean,
no, I don't.
Like,
right, exactly.
but Dave, they suck at defensive end too, and they didn't do it with Peyton Turner. So like,
no,
that's okay. We got plenty of cap space. We can kill this in free agency.
We can do free agents, absolutely, or draft. You
20,
know, I'm
40,
pretty sure
35.
Notre Dame's got a good defensive end coming out.
Oh God, stop! Make it stop,
guys. We could have had Deshaun Watson. I'm going to get another drink.
All right. So
no, the biggest thing I got wrong was I did not see the defensive collapse as much. I thought D would be a little bit better on his side of the ball.
I think the defense to me is interesting because they bounced back against San Diego. They really did. Like they tightened up the run defense. I know Herbert had a couple of runs, but that run defense was a lot better. And the thing is, if they play that kind of run defense the rest of the year, they're going to win more games. I don't think enough to save DA's job, but they'll win some games if they play that run defense that good. But it just depends because run defense to me, it is a lot of scheme, but it's mostly just, do you want to freaking play run defense?
It's a lot of commitment. It's a lot of commitment.
It's a lot of, do you feel like doing this today? Do you feel like doing it? And they were embarrassed and they had 11 days off. And here's the thing. Carolina's got their new rookie running back. He's going to play Sunday. So we'll see.
I hope not, because I got Chuba Hubbard on my fantasy team. I need him to go off.
Well, I'll tell you what has kept me sane these Sundays. That is Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is a strawberry flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, Cocktail and Sons, strawberry and lemon syrup, fresh strawberries from Jonesdale Farm in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof. The whiskey is blended and bottled at Sugarfield Distillery in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a bottle to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season long. So support the people who support the show. grab a bottle of Hard-Hide Ponchatoula strawberry whiskey. Today, my wife is groaning, so the Yankees must be doing positive things. My wife! Cody, you listen to the show. So my wife hates the Yankees with the passion of 1,000 suns. The happiest moments.
Yeah, the Yankees would have been there if Astros would have taken care of business and gotten beaten Cleveland.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
In the chat, they were up 5-3, top of the 5th.
The thing is,
Detroit, yeah.
They went on to
play Cleveland.
The Astros won 2 World Series in the last 7-8 years, and I'm here to tell you, the happiest moments of the entire run for my wife is when they would beat the brakes off the Yankees. Like when they swept the Yankees in 2022, I've never seen her be happier about any sporting event. I've never seen her happy. She wasn't that happy on my wedding day. Maybe when Max was born, she was as happy as when the Astros swept the Yankees, maybe. But she was delirious. All right.
Ralph, I can believe that with the wedding. I've seen pictures of her and you bought her.
Yeah. I mean, she's fair.
Damn. You bought her. You bought her. Of course, she wouldn't be that happy.
That's right.
I mean, you look at her. She's not.
Yes!
I mean, what can I say? I married like 6 levels up. I'm like this. Yeah. Like the Saints went down 6 levels in coaches. I went 6 levels up with the wife.
You mean 8?
8. All right, Thomas.
Quick donation update. We are almost there, less than $25 away. Thanks to Errol for 666. This season is going to hell. Thanks to Run Amok for 283. Thanks to San Antonio Saint with donation message. You will never get to wear that hoodie here in Texas.
That's true.
And thanks again to Errol for another 7.77 with donation message. Undo the juju.
All right. So
by the way, San Antonio Saint says he's gone through 7 bottles of Hard-Hide strawberry this season. I'm gonna say right now, there is no way that he would be drinking that.
Oh, speaking of San Antonio Saints!
$21.
I was going to say. Well deserved. Thank you for that, San Antonio. So I was going to say there was no way he would be drinking that in San Antonio and picking that out off of the shelves if it wasn't for us. I'm going to go out and I'm going to say that for a fact.
John at Hard-Hide, And by the way, people, if you buy the Hard-Hide, tweet out a picture, post a picture on Facebook, and tag Hard-Hide and say, "Hey guys, I'm supporting you guys because you guys support Saints Happy Hour." It does matter a lot because they were telling me they like have meetings at the end of the year. They got to like do their ad spend and like justify it. And they were like, "Hey, they really like your little Hard-Hide guarantee you do and all that."
Right. San Antonio Saint, I don't know how old you are. I don't know anything about you, but I'm going to hope you're like a 21-year-old college kid and you still have all the empty bottles of the Hard-Hide whiskey. So if you could,
pure art.
So if you could, I'm sure, yeah, right. I know you're using them as decoration in the apartment. If you could somehow take a picture of that and send that to us, all 7 bottles in one photo, that would be great.
All right, I'm just going to assume that I'm going to do the Yukon Fire.
I mean, San Antonio Saints overtook Errol for the MVP lead, so he should be the one choosing.
Oh, this is nasty.
If I could have a suggestion, don't do the 20% like highly rated passion fruit.
Yeah.
Throw that out there.
That's
Yukon Fire. This is like. I don't know.
I think you should have to butt chug the passion fruit.
Is it fancier? Is it fancier Fireball? Is it classier Fireball or cheaper Fireball?
I think it's cheaper Fireball. Yeah. I don't know.
Let's go.
By the way, Cody, what are you drinking?
I actually broke out something nice, little special for this evening. Maine Beer Company, Wood and Waters, India Pale Ale. I am an IPA guy like Dave.
Yeah.
San Antonio.
We talked about this earlier. Shit.
Yeah. I used to work at a brewery, so.
Oh, really? Yeah. Your beard doesn't give that away at all.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to drink this. Let me go.
You don't look like you worked at a brewery a day in your life.
No, with the beard and.
Ooh.
Really?
Ooh, spicy.
That fire hits, boy.
You can use the Passanio to wash it down. I'm pretty sure.
I got hard for that.
Thomas, I'm gonna need you to clip that soundbite. That fire hits, boy. I need that. I need that in my life. I need that in my life.
Anytime a touchdown.
That fire hits, boy. Yeah, that fire hits, boy.
Whew, thank you guys. Dave, I'm gonna be honest with the people. I thought the donation streak, it was gonna with the.
I'll be honest with you. I did too. I thought
Andrew's not here. They donate.
Yeah, I think
give me a rating.
I think it's 80%. I think it's 80% no Andrew and Kevin.
No,
and 20% Cody.
You know what? And I want to say this. I've gotten, and I'm not just saying this because Cody is here, but I've gotten a ton of DMs from people and on Twitter and in the Discord that are like, you guys are getting us through. Like you still have energy. They're like, I'm not going to name of other Saints, but they're like, other Saints podcasts are down. They're down in the dumps, and you guys bring energy. You're having fun with it. You're getting me through. We got 9 more weeks. We're gonna try to keep the energy up. We made no promises. It could get hard.
I look forward to talking to you guys every week. I need this. This is absolutely therapy. Absolutely.
Oh, your boy Alan, he caught me. Ralph, did you dribble a little of that out of his mouth at the end? I did. Like it dribbled out. It dribbled out. I was like a toddler.
So what's the
Give me
rating?
a quick rating.
What's the rating? Yeah.
That's a 9. It's sneaky.
Wow.
Tough.
Okay, so here I want to say something about this. I listen to you guys for a lot. It's always 9. It's always 9. If it's always 9, they're never 9. None of them are 9.
I love this.
If they're always 9, none of them are 9. Okay, like you have to have a scale here. If they're always 9, it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3.
I don't know. He's given. I don't know. He never gives a 10.
It's tough because like.
He gave that.
You know what? You know what?
5 or 6.
I will give this, Cody. We need maybe me and you could do. We need to have a podcast of like a grading because I don't grade.
You need to like go back
the same. I don't like. I need to have a grading system of like, do I grade them on taste? Do I grade them on puke? Do I grade them on how they make me feel? Like I need to think it through. I need to have criteria for the scale. We don't have. I just pick a number at the moment.
Yeah, maybe
you can do like 3. Andrew. You can be like the bouquet, the terroir.
Well, yeah,
you know.
We need to have 3 categories. Like, I think
Dave, we got San Antonio saying all wrong. He says he's a 55-year-old sommelier. He doesn't have the bottles. He doesn't have. That would have been the greatest picture ever.
I'm still gonna listen. Wait. Now listen to this. Listen how I'm gonna still twist this though. And I'm going to sell us some hard-hide whiskey because you're telling me we've got a guy who's certified, has a tongue that's good enough to be.
Are you saying, Antonio?
It doesn't even matter. Even if he's at the lowest level, he's still, he takes pride in tasting things and the tasting notes. And this is a guy who still chooses willingly on his own free time to drink hard-hide Ponchatoula strawberry. So it must be good. It must be good.
It's good. It is, bar none, the best flavored whiskey you can get because it's got the strawberry flavor and it's 86 proof. Like most flavored whiskeys, they're either high proof, but they don't really taste like the flavor they should, or they taste like the flavor, but they're like not very high proof. Hard-hide
depends on how they do it.
Yeah, Hard-hide managed to like thread the needle, and and by the way, they're coming out with peach soon, which will be amazing.
And having worked like in the alcohol industry, dude, strawberry's hard to get the correct flavor. Like you need like a strawberry genocide to get freaking strawberry flavor into something.
Did you work for a brewery in Austin?
No, in Lake Charles, Crying Eagle Brewery. I worked for them. I helped them get it started.
Are they still around?
Well, during the pandemic, they had to switch because the distributors, because we were using Crescent Crown out in New Orleans because I would run.
I just want to let you know my father-in-law was high up at Crescent Crown, so.
I'm just gonna say, like, because to save money, instead of getting Crescent Crown to come all the way to Lake Charles, I would Smokey and the Bandit we would put all our beer in a U-Haul truck and I would haul it on I-10 with no permit, nothing. Try not to go straight to Crescent Ground and then drop it off.
Joe, I didn't hear any of that. I heard none of that. Joe, you're not. Please don't listen to this.
Hey, once it got there, they didn't care. It's there.
Did you play Smokey and the Bandit music while you were
every time? As soon as I got on the road.
All right, Thomas. I gave Thomas a homework assignment. I said, Thomas, Dennis Allen, every week he gets closer and closer to getting fired. We need a fire Dennis Allen graphic. And we ran through some tests and different things, but Thomas came up with the Dennis Allen Hangman graphic. I have not seen this, Thomas. Debut it and explain it to the people.
I mean, I think you should explain it, Ralph. I mean,
it's Hangman.
You know how the game plays.
Every loss, he gets added a letter. And then he gets hung in effigy when he gets kicked out the door.
You can try to guess what's the,
I have
solution.
No clue what it's trying to say right now.
Yeah.
So who gets to guess?
Tonight DA's guessing a T, and it's not in the,
Gotcha.
So that's why we give him, the first piece of the puzzle.
Well, you could guess a W and probably never get there again.
That's right. We need when Kevin gets back, we'll let Kevin turn the letters like Vanna White. But this is our fire DA graphic. Every week they lose, we add a little bit to it. If he wins,
wait. So every week they lose. Let's do a little better job here because a lot of people are only going to be listening to this,
that's right,
and not seeing this. So you're saying every week that the Saints lose, Dennis Allen's going to make another guess at a letter to see if he can fill in this puzzle here.
That's right.
And if he doesn't get it, it's like Hangman. We add a line to the Hangman drawing.
That's right.
Yep.
And right now we have ours. We have it looks like it's a 3-letter word, a 3-letter word, and a 5-letter word.
See, I know it.
In the middle of the second. In the middle of the second, 3rd letter word is an R, and the middle of the 5th letter word is an R.
Yeah, I think I know it already.
Damn, really? Damn, I thought it was super hard.
Yes,
Come on, man.
Actually, I know what it is too.
Man.
Yeah.
I'll ask after the show because I have no clue.
I know what it is too.
So
there should probably be an exclamation point at the end.
Check out the big brains on Dave.
Yeah, well, and Ralph too.
But I want to remind people, check out, go to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. We got a bunch of new tiers. Cody's in the black and gold tier, but we have the gold tier. We have the secret gold tier has made a reappearance. You got 48 hours.
The secret gold tier. That's the gold tier with P. Diddy.
Double secret.
Double secret. It's got P. Diddy, and you save like 20%. Instead of $14, it's $12 a month. Or you can sign up for the whole year and save even more money. The secret gold tier, it's only around for 48 hours. You should check it out.
I think we should just get rid of Andrew and Kevin and have like a rotating guest. I mean, I think this should be like SNL, maybe. It's just me, Ralph. It's just me and you, and then just a guest. And then we'll keep the donations coming. That's what I'm saying. That way we'll keep the donations.
Well, now the thing I think.
Who else is in the gold tier? Is Brad Knapp? I could get Brad Knapp.
They got about 5. They got about 4 or 5 people.
My mother. I could get my mother to do one show probably.
Well, Diddy's in the gold tier. You aren't going to get anybody because they're all going to be subpoenaed and indicted.
No, but this is a great thing. Like, people are like, you get all the benefits. We deliver our benefits. It's what we promise. So be like Cody, go in the black and gold tier, and like we're gonna have these because like if you listen to the show, there's weeks where Andrew's not here. There's weeks where we're gonna have
Kevin's never here.
Thomas, we have at least 10 or 12 of these a year where it's just 2 of us.
Yeah.
So like you got a shot.
Andrew's always on vacation somewhere, some resort somewhere.
Speaking of something that never takes a vacation, Cody, the hotline. Again.
Here we go.
I'm gonna chastise. Just because the Saints are losing, that's no excuse not to call into the hotline. In fact, you call into the hotline, it'll cleanse you on a Sunday. You'll feel bad. You just get it all out. Don't get it out to your wife or your kids or whatever. Call the hotline.
They don't want to hear it. They don't want
to hear it. The hotline wants to hear it. So get it out. Call the hotline. We only had 6 calls this week, but the quality is solid. And you won't believe who called. DA himself, Thomas, let's hear it. Let's hear what that son of a bitch had to say. The extended version of the DA calls is in the uncensored hotline. Oh, and Thomas told me he even called him the third time. Thomas.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm going to go get another beer.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
Look, it's only 10 minutes into the game. The score is still 0-0, but the Saints already look like a different team than they did 10 days ago. They look really good. They have 70 yards of offense on 2 possessions already. They still haven't scored yet, but the defense looks great. They've only allowed like 8 yards. 0-0 still, but I did not have the Saints playing really well this weekend and LSU looking like total shit on my bingo card. This is why I don't gamble.
Saints are certainly playing like a top 5 team, all right. Playing like a top 5 draft pick team. Jesus Christ, this is f***ing painful. And it's still the second quarter. This is Dennis Allen, head coach of the New Orleans Saints. I'm just calling to say, I'm incredibly disappointed. We just weren't playing Saints football. We weren't playing how we were supposed to play. And I'm incredibly disappointed from what I've seen. If we hit on a couple plays here or there, we can probably turn around. We could probably win it, get a couple wins or such, but we're just not there yet as a team.
Good
it starts with me. We have to button up, do better. We did a couple things right. I mean, we tackled better. We stopped the run, but overall we couldn't do much of anything on offense. Starting now, the team's going to be on a stricter code. We're going to
code the DA
have
code.
less time fiddling around on video games. We're going to cut an hour of that, cut an hour of TV streaming. We're going to do a lot of things different. We're going to I'm going to be more careful with them on the iPads and tablets and all that. Make sure they do their homework. They're going to get an early bedtime. No longer it's going to be at 1 a.m. It's going to be close to 12:45.
Wow, sounds like me with my son.
I have to consult with Mickey about that, but they heard as much as they did how disappointed I am. I'm just incredibly disappointed. Hello, Dennis Allen again. I'm just calling to tell you that on top of this point I've already been feeling, I just want to let you know that the players that didn't play too well got put in the Kendra Miller timeout corner, formerly known as the Trevor Penning timeout corner.
Damn, this is going to be one depressing hotline. Got sick of watching that shit and then put on the Pelicans.
Oh, damn.
That didn't help much either.
I mean, when the best thing from my sports weekend is a 1-1 Everton draw. It's a bad weekend. I mean,
how did Tulane do?
Tulane won. They won.
Keep on rolling. We've got hey, Cody, you know what? Look, you can stay as long as you want. Thank you for the lead-in for the Tulane talk here. I love it. Great segue. Tulane won again. They are now 6-2 on the year. They are, I know this is crazy, but I really want y'all to get used to this thought. But they are in the hunt for the 12-team playoff.
No way.
Yes.
You're not getting over Boise. You're not getting in over Boise.
Not as it stands now. No, you are absolutely correct, Cody. We need help. We need Boise to lose at least one, and we might need them to lose two.
Here's the thing: we needed to win.
Navy already lost. We had Navy play Notre Dame. Navy already lost. We also play Navy, so we control our destiny as far as that's concerned. Army
get a nice bowl game.
It would help if Army. It would help if Army lost. We don't play Army this year, but
Navy and Army have to play.
Navy and Army have to play, and then also I feel like Army can lose. But anyway, my point is like we are mathematically very much.
Can you go to a sweet bowl game? Could you go to the Cotton Bowl?
We're already bowl eligible. No, I mean all the bowl games now are the playoff. Yeah, they're all the playoff. So, but we did win, and but I am a little concerned. We've got a short week. We play Thursday night, Halloween night. We are the only college football game on TV. ESPN versus Charlotte. We are in Charlotte. We're one of 2 teams in the NCAA this year who has to play away Saturday and then away Thursday.
Wow. That's
that's unfortunate.
That's bullshit right there.
Yep. So I'm not happy about that, but I'll bring it back to the Saints now. Very much unlike the Saints, Tulane is one of only 8 teams in the entire college football sphere that has played their starting 5 the entire time.
Wow. Incredible. Yep. What's that feel? What's that feel like? By the way,
it feels like 6-2, and it should have been 7-1. So that's what that feels like.
I want to say this about the hotline. Notice in the hotline how Thomas switched up the editing, shorter fragments except for DA instead of the long ones. That way, more people can get included on the main show. I hope you like it. The extended version of every call and the uncensored, bloody version, that sounds disgusting, of the hotline is available for patrons only. So become a patron, you get the hotline. All right, Thomas, it's time for the mailbag. The Saints Happy Hour viewer mailbag. Viewer questions are brought to you by Hard Hide, Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Thomas, take it to the top.
Before I hit the take to the top, a quick donation update. San Antonio Saint is in the lead with 45 bucks for the MVP. Errol right behind him with 42.7, so it's a 2-man race. Who's gonna take it, guys? And let's take it to the top. Oh man, wrong file. Sorry guys, wrong file. It's not over yet. Take it to the top.
Finger guns.
I love how y'all haven't gotten copyrighted on the song.
No one cares. More than
no one cares.
You need to add it first to the system. Who's gonna add this shit to the system, man?
I have. So it's funny that Cody mentions this. I have said this before on the podcast, but I'll say it again. Morton Anderson was one time, maybe within the last year or so, on Pardon My Take with Big Cat and PFT, and he mentioned the song, and he went out of his way to say that it's kind of making a comeback again a little bit.
Yeah.
That's us.
I know it's crazy, but I really do think that that's what he's referring to. I think they are well aware that we're using the song, and not only do I think they don't care, I think they're happy we're using it. This is vibes only, but I think I'm on something here.
100%. Thomas, what's
I was going to say before the questions, I'm surprised y'all didn't talk about the players only meeting.
I mean,
good. Thank you, Cody. Jesus Christ, would you like to, Cody? Can you write the rundown for the next show?
No problem, man.
I'm in the middle of texting Andrew and Kevin right now. You've been replaced by Cody. We don't need you anymore. Thanks for everything all these years.
I mean, what? As a player's
meeting ever
worked in any sport ever? From a losing team, they're like, we had a players only meeting and we ripped
I know. Right.
Never.
Right.
No.
The Patriots, Tom Brady and the Patriots, back when they were undefeated in 16-0, they were having players only meetings without Belichick.
Yeah, no.
Didn't last year, the year before, LSU had a players only meeting, and they actually started playing a lot better on offense going forward.
Offense. I mean, I hope the players only meeting was like, we can't lose to Carolina. We have to save our dignity.
We can quit after Carolina.
The only thing I'll say about the Saints play, the losing streak has broken Cam Jordan. Even he was like, never been here before. This is bad. It's broken Cam Jordan. Mr. Positivity on the tweets after the game. So I mean, the Saints are down bad.
I do love all the Twitter reactions to Cam Jordan. How he's like, we built from this, and everyone's like, "Oh, sweetheart, no, just let it go."
Somebody hold his hand and tell him.
Yeah.
So Thomas, what's the first question?
All right, we had tons of amazing questions this week. First question.
Yeah, Thomas was like really giggling and excited about these questions. So they better be good, Thomas.
You can hear it in the behind the scenes, by the way.
Yeah, right. Correct.
First question from your boy Alan.
Your boy.
When does Loomis call a press conference and say while aggressively chewing gum, you know, that bald bastard from the Saints Happy Cast was right. I've had enough and Kai is up. Deuces.
I don't know.
Would he blow a bubble before he did it? Like blow a bubble when he's smacking the gum?
Dave, what's the next festival in New Orleans when the good cocaine would come in?
I don't know,
man.
I don't know. You know, I've been, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but I've said this around friends lately. I probably did say this on the podcast. I feel like this might be morbid. I feel like the Saints aren't going to get better ever until there's a new owner. I feel like I can't get on board with that. Look, I feel like the current front office, the current management, they are fine the way it is, and I don't feel like there's any motivation, impetus, or whatever.
I mean,
and I don't feel like there's gonna be much change until there's a new owner.
Oh, it's a interception!
Oh boy.
Raise a glass for Eric Paulsen.
Errol with $20 interception.
No, Dave, I'll disagree with you on this. One,
becoming the new MVP again.
You want Gale to live to be 100 because the next owner of the Saints is going to be a hedge fund bro, and that will be terrible.
God.
That's fine.
But here's the thing.
I don't disagree with you. And first of all, for the future of the NFL, private equity will be more involved in the future. That's the thing. They've now, the door has been opened.
That's right.
They've been allowed to get involved. They can have. That's correct, Ralph. They can have a certain percentage of ownership in teams, and you will certainly start to see that. That's obviously what the owners wanted. They wanted to start bringing in private equity. So you will start to see that. And I think whatever future version of the Saints ownership there is, I think there will be a private equity.
But here's
undercurrent. But if you tell me that Gale lives to be 100, then I'm sorry, but I just think that means that Mickey Loomis is the manager.
I disagree.
He's the manager until she's 100.
No, he's 68. He's 68. He's not.
No. Till she's 100. How old is she? She's 70 something.
She's 70. 70.
That's another. That's okay. So if she lives to be 100, then that's 24 years. So that's what I'm saying. If Gale lives to be 100, I'm telling you what I'm saying is I think you have another 24 years of Mickey.
I disagree.
Or Mickey's personally.
Mickey's gonna have to retire.
Or Mickey's personally hand-picked replacement who continues his traditions and his ways.
Well, here's the thing, though, Dave. Mickey Loomis is 68.
Because the kicking the can down the road, who's gonna want to bite that? Who's gonna want to step in and take that bullet? Because I think that's taking a bullet. I think you got to take a bullet.
I think here's the thing. Mickey Loomis is 68.
I think you got to take a cap space.
Mickey Loomis gets one more crack to try to fix the Saints, and then he's going to retire. Mickey Loomis is not going to be doing this job into his mid to late 70s. That's not going to happen. And second of all, whoever the Saints get after Mickey Loomis, whether it's Kai, whether it's somebody else, that person is going to be highly motivated to be successful. Because here's the thing, the Mickey Loomis get to be a GM for 25 years. That model, that doesn't happen in the NFL. And here's the thing, if you're a GM in the NFL and you get fired, you don't get a second crack. There's like the list of guys that are just general managers who got fired and got another chance. It's like 3 dudes one of them's the dude for the Raiders now, and that's about it. That's the only name I can think of. Like, you don't get a second crack. So, like, Kai Harley, he's going to be motivated to do great things. I do think, to your point, though, Dave, as long as Loomis is around and running the show and picking who's the coach, I do think there is a lack of accountability. Whereas with Cody, with when Sean Payton was here, Mickey Loomis, he had old man Benson from above giving him crap, wanting to win, and you had a lunatic in Sean Payton wanting to win. So you had pressure from on both sides for Loomis, which was good.
And he has zero pressure.
Now he has zero.
Because the thing is, like, Dave, I mean, like, you look across the NFL. Would you rather look at the teams that have an NFL owner that's more laissez-faire, hands off, versus like your Jerry Jones and your Carolina, your Teppers and stuff, and look at look at the owners that are super hands-on. It's not exactly, all sunshine and roses on the other side as well. I mean, the problem is it's not accountability. It's like Mickey's not getting it from anywhere.
Look, that's a great question. That's a great point. And for the most part, I do think that there are the two buckets. There's your very involved ownership, and there's your laissez-faire, hands-off ownership. And certainly Gale falls in the laissez-faire, hands ownership.
Almost a little bit too much, to your point.
Well, that's my point. My point is that there are laissez-faire owners who will let their people do their thing, but if they don't meet goals and expectations, then they're gone. They're gone. But when it comes to Mickey, if he doesn't meet his goals and expectations, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And so going back to what you're saying. So is that correct? Has Mickey been the GM for 25 years already?
He's been the GM since 2002.
That's ridiculous. That is insane. Is that like the longest someone's been GM?
He's the longest tenured. He's the longest. The only person that's like longer tenured than him, I think, is Popovich.
Okay,
that's an entirely different league
in all of sports. You're not even comparing. Wait! You're not even comparing him to people in his own sport.
That's right. There's no one close. There's no one close.
Okay. Ralph, I didn't even know this. This is blowing my mind. I can't believe this. Guys, is this not a problem? I mean, I don't want to get political, but do you believe in term limits for U.S. senators and that kind of stuff? Because this is the same thing.
Mickey Loomis is gonna. The only hope, Dave, is he's gonna age out. He can't be GM forever. He's 68.
Because the thing is, how many times have we've talked about coaches? The game has passed them by. The game has passed them by. It is possible that he's been in there so long that the game, the GM, the front office has passed him by. He did fantastic, but it could be like he's been in there so long. Stuff that worked in 2005, 2006 no longer works in 2004.
I mean, like Ralph, you took my stats. You took my hypothetical stats. You started the show with hypothetical stats that might happen in the future based on future. But then you just threw out this stat that's fact, that's already happened. That Mickey Loomis is the longest tenured general manager in all of sport behind American sport, behind Greg Popovich.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's ridiculous.
What? How is this not? How is that not discussable?
No, I can think of one other one, maybe. Brian.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? I can think of. Is this an actual fact? Is this an actual fact? Or are you just going off of your?
I'm going off of my gut, but a name popped in my head.
Oh my god!
But a name popped. Oh no, it is Brian Cashman's longer.
Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
I'm looking up longest tenured GMs in the NFL. Jerry Jones is considered the longest.
Oh, Jerry Jones.
There,
that's right.
From 1990. Then
but
Mike
he's an
Brown.
owner.
Mike Brown.
That doesn't count.
They own the team. Maybe.
Yeah. No. You cannot compare owners.
Maybe we should. Maybe Mickey Loomis does own the team.
Mickey Loomis is the first non-owner on the list.
Okay.
Maybe Mickey Loomis does own the team.
2002.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, I'm sorry. That is great. Like, come on, people. Like, wake up. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Think about this. When he was started out as a GM,
holy
RASCOR didn't exist. You didn't have Amazon like fancy stats and stuff that are like updated real time.
You know what would be funny, Dave? Mickey Loomis is 68. He could hire Belichick, who's 73, and they could take the soup at like 4, and they could just form like the old man Voltron and try to bring the Saints back.
I'm not saying that, like, you know, to Cody's point, like, I'm not saying, like, he started a long time ago. Like, obviously Mickey's not an idiot. He can learn and adapt and learn new things. Like, I'm not saying that he hasn't been able to learn and adapt to everything up till then, but my point is that, like, every other GM has made enough mistakes to get fired at some point in their career. Are you telling me that Mickey Loomis has never made any of the same mistakes that any of those other GMs have ever made to get fired? Like, that's the point. That is the point. You look
at the last 4 drafts. I mean, like, right there.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the point. He is bulletproof.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's
in the will, right? He's in the will.
That's right. But listen, he's 68.
Man, so I didn't know that. I didn't.
So what's next, Thomas?
Crazy.
Yeah, the next one is John Schneider of the Seahawks.
Jeez, let's just go to the mailbag. Let's just save them all.
What's next, Thomas?
Next question from LD, and he asks, with Halloween approaching, I need to scramble to get a costume. Should I recycle my Sully onesie from Monsters Incorporated or resurrect the brown paper bags and go as an Aints fan?
I mean, the only thing I would say is, like, if you go with the brown paper bag as an Aints fan, like, you're going to be just dressed like everybody else. Like, if you go like Sully,
I feel like
bring it old school, like, you're going to be unique.
I know this is going to make some people mad. I don't feel like the paper bags are warranted. The paper bags were started in 1980 when the Saints were 0-11. Buddy D wore the paper bag during a newscast when he did the sports. He wore the paper bag and did it. I think, like, the Saints, they've lost 6 in a row. You can't
break. So if it's 2-11, is it? Do you break out the bags?
You got to get to double digit. You got to get to double digits.
Probably.
You got to get to 10. If you get to 10 losses in a row, you can start doing paper bags, because the paper bag, it was invented by Saints fans when they went 1-15. It is the ultimate marker of shame, and I just feel like this Saints team, as bad as they are, they're on the road to the paper bag, but they still got a little more to travel. And I don't think paper bags should be broken out yet. So what would that be? They got Carolina, Atlanta, Cleveland. You can start. You know what? You can start wearing the paper bags after the bye week.
It gives you an extra week to make them. You can make a jewel.
Lose 9 in a row.
Question is, what store? Do you go with Rouse's or do you go with a more local store for the bags?
I'm a Conseco Dornax guy. I don't have. Well, I do have. Actually, that's right. You know,
got to go to a liquor store. You got to make sure
you want to. If you want to come into, if you're listening to this, if the sound of my voice is reaching your ears, you can come into Campus Connection, and I will give you. I do have in my store. I carry in bulk.
Dave, the radio voice.
The traditional brown paper shopping bag. Yes, I will, and with no markings on it. Totally plain for you to decorate.
That's right.
Because I'm a small 2,000 square foot shop. That's exactly right. So come on by, and I will give you however many you would like.
Yeah. What's next, Thomas?
I get them from A&L Supplies.
If you want to go with something truly scary, he can go as an undrafted free agent running back that goes against the Saints.
All right, next question from Saints Rabbit, the usual suspect. He asks, why is Brian Flores the perfect candidate to replace DA, and when can we hire him?
All right.
Is Flores a defensive guy?
He's a defensive coordinator. He's suing the NFL.
Oh, that's because great. We love that.
Because he kind of got screwed. He kind of got screwed and blackballed.
Well, he's the DC of
he's the DC of Minnesota.
Minnesota.
his defense is, if you are a tape nerd and you watch film, his defense is amazing. Like, he does weird, crazy blitz from everywhere type stuff. He's a leader. And the reason he got fired from Miami was he was like, don't draft Tua. This is a terrible idea. They did it anyway. And he was like, Tua's terrible. I hate this. And he treated Tua really bad when he was the head coach of Miami. But he's kind of right about not drafting Tua. Like, he said it was a bad idea and it ended up being a bad idea. I would love Brian Flores because he's a maniac. He plays fun defense. And to your point, Dave, I think him being a lunatic would make the Saints building very, very uncomfortable, and they need that.
No,
but
we're totally fine with lawsuits against our employers and the NFL, so it's fine.
I mean,
it continues the tradition of NFL hating the Saints. So, I mean, like, why not?
Exactly.
I mean, the thing is,
he's welcome here.
Yeah, no, I would be all for Brian Flores. The Saints did interview him when they
in person or Zoom.
In person. That's good. See, that's a great question. That is a great question.
In person or Zoom.
Thomas, mark this down. Mark this down. When the Saints start interviewing candidates, if they say, did they interview him when they were going to hire DA? First question: Zoom, no Zoom. Critical. They did
Google Spaces. What if it's Google Spaces?
Yeah, in person or
they had dinner with him at Mobile. They had dinner with him in Mobile. So they did interview him. So we'll see. So he's one of my favorites. But we'll see. Thomas, what's next?
All right, final question of the show from Booga MC. He asks, how many times are the Nerds going to dunk on Ralph this season?
Oh, geez, the dunking
They've been waiting for this.
Constant and forever. I got national people dunking on me. I got national people DMing me. Like this is their moment.
Enlighten us, because we don't all live our lives.
We're
not all like I know you're just waiting until like somehow the Twitter /X chip can just get implanted into your arm. But until that time comes, for those of us who don't live like that, can you please maybe give us a little sprinkle in a little
online
context.
all the time. I still don't know what he's talking
exactly.
About. But those people are coming for the Saints. Like Robert Mays.
What did he say to you? I know Robert Mays. I used to listen.
When did he
Robert Mays has a very good podcast.
Who's that greasy hair looking guy who's always anti-Saints coming after you? Greasy rat face dude.
Nick from Canada, the Canadian guy. Nick Wright.
Nick Wright. He doesn't. He's
maybe
never
I think so.
Me, but he looks like Dracula. No, but
he's on ESPN. He's like a really greasy.
They're taking time to remind everyone that they were like the Saints are going to be dreadful, and they're dunking on me. And I saw some tags of me because I was getting on them. I was like, I'm like, the Saints are not going to be the worst team. They're not going to fall apart, and they've fallen apart. So I'm getting dunked on. But I'll say this about the Saints, and I argue with them still. I'll say that, and I'll argue with Dave. The salary cap is still fake, and the salary cap doesn't matter when you're as bad as the Saints. Until the Saints start drafting better, they don't need any cap space. Because all the cap space does when you're a bad team, you just pay the bad team tax and you pay double what you should pay for a player because they're like, I'm not coming to your bad team unless you overpay.
Right there with the salary cap, because you have to pay the bad team tax, you don't get as much because you have to pay, what you would like if you're a normal average team or good team, you could get 6 players. Now you can only get 3 players. Right. And as we've seen with our voodoo University American Samoa health staff, you need 6 players. You don't need 3 players. You need 8 players because God,
they're going to be out of the cap. They're not going to spend. They're going to spend like $4 in free agency in 2025, and then in 2026, it's going to be fine. It's going to be cleared up. It's going to be normal. But unless they start,
assuming they don't kick more cans further down the road,
they can though because they don't have. They have sick. They'll be about $60 million over the cap this year. They'll do it with about 4 moves, and they'll slide about $35-40 million into 2026.
Ralph,
but it's
what
fine.
you're saying,
but it doesn't matter, Dave. It doesn't matter until they draft well.
Ralph, what you just said is creating problems in the future. You're like, they'll get under the cap. Yeah,
they're
just
still kicking the can down the road.
They'll make 3 or 4 moves and they'll get under the cap or whatever. Now, those 3 or 4 moves, then the next year or the second year after, like, then they have to be dealt with. Like, that's what I don't.
You almost have to do like what Denver did. You almost have to do what Denver.
What do you mean? No,
to swallow the pill.
No, because you break it. Because you break it in you break it in half, and like the Ram checks and the Cam Jordans, they come off the books eventually. You know, like the Saints in 2026 will have, when you figure the cap going up 40, they'll have about $45 million of space. But the Cam Jordans, the Ram checks, the Taysom, they come off the books at that
DeMar
point.
Davis, I think, comes off.
Right.
Yeah, like they come up like and their cap numbers, they don't have guaranteed money, so you can cut them and split it into 2, and it goes away. Like
but where are we relative to the cap right now?
72 over. 72 over.
Okay, so like all these moves you're talking about, that just gets us to even, Ralph. That just gets us to fucking even.
But it doesn't matter.
You're just trying to fucking tread water, for crying out loud. The point is, you want to be like other teams. You want to be like teams that have cap space, that can spend a little money, that can go a little wild in free agency, that can say, hey, you know what? I like that super speedy wide receiver that's maybe a head case. His name's Antonio Brown. Fuck it, let's just spend some money on him and let's see what happens. Like we don't have that luxury. We can't do crazy things like that.
You know,
we gotta play tight. We gotta play like if we were playing poker, we have to play tight. We have to play very tight. We're looking at our pocket cards, and if we've got an ace and a 6,
we want to play
no,
loose.
We're not playing that. Yeah, we're not playing that.
Here, money doesn't make money.
If we've got a king 7, we're not playing that. The only time we're playing if we've got like king, pocket pair, something like that, like
7-2.
7-2 is off-suited.
Scared money doesn't make money. Scared money doesn't make money.
I just don't. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. To your point, scared money doesn't make money, and you can't. And we have to play scared with our roster and our money and our free agency.
Each free agency has to be
correct. Correct.
Has to be perfect. And we don't have.
Well,
we have zero room. We have zero room, and we've seen from the past couple of free agencies. Because I mean, what do we need this year coming in? We need an offensive lineman, wide receiver. What do? We went and got Willie Gay, and we got Chase Young, who only knows how to bull rush. You know,
you got to hit on everything.
And are we hitting on everything?
Never. We never hit on anything.
The Saints, the way out of this is the draft. Like, I'm not even like
you have to draft.
They're never going to be.
You know what? My cousin, I don't know if he listens to this. My cousin-in-law, Sean Dempsey, if he listens to this, here you go. Here's your shout out. He posted on Facebook. He was like, "Hey, look, as far right now as it stands, we got like the 6th pick, the 5th pick." It's like, that's great. You're presupposing that we know what the F we're gonna do with that damn pick. Like that's what I'm like. What's the point of having that pick if you don't even know what the hell to do with it? And I'm sorry, Ralph, but at this point, I have no faith in the people in charge of doing something valuable with that pick.
Yeah. How good is a first overall pick if it's Jamarcus Russell?
Dave,
how good is a first overall if it's Bryce Young? You know,
Dave, welcome to Saints fandom in the 90s.
Although to Ralph for your salary cap, there is another way to get out of it. You know, you just get the as a EPL watcher, you know the cheat code. You just get the Saudis involved, and then money just becomes no object.
Yeah, I don't know.
New Orleans, a lot of refinery,
do your job,
a lot of oil.
That's what it's about.
See, the thing is though, I don't think the Saudis are going to be interested in the NFL and American sports because in Europe, you don't have a salary cap. You don't have all these rules. You can just spend whatever, and they can like build Man. You can build Man City. You can build Newcastle. You can build these teams. You can build PSG. In the NFL, like the salary cap is the salary cap. The fact that the Saudi wealth fund has $1 trillion in it, it doesn't
matter.
I mean, well, I guess it could help for coaches and staff.
Yeah.
But
I'm surprised for the NFL.
MLB on the other hand,
we'll give you $1 million contract on the books but then like, hey, look, come do this advertisement for us, and you get $30 million. Like, I don't understand like why that like an NIL thing doesn't happen for the NFL.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Saudi team to buy like an NBA team or maybe a baseball team and be like, the luxury tax.
Yeah,
it's irrelevant.
So I'm excited. Austin is on the short list for the next MLB expansion.
Baseball.
Interesting.
What would the team name be?
I have no clue.
The soccer stadium is awesome. I've been to it.
It's beautiful.
It's awesome. So it's time for game predictions. Thomas, recap last week with game predictions. What happened?
All right, so everyone predicted Chargers to win. It was a tight race for +2 points for fantasy play. Yeah, the Juge Empire, the evil Juge Empire, +2 points. Chris Olave, 18.7 fantasy points. Camara, only 0.5 points less for Dave. Wah. And MVS got Kevin -2 points.
Oh, I missed it by 0.2.
Oh.
0.5.
But 0.5, sorry, yeah, 5, yeah, half a point.
That was still unlucky for Dave. Let's look at the current standings. Gentlemen, the evil Juge Empire
I'm in the green.
Kevin doesn't qualify for Final Jeopardy.
Kevin's back in the red.
So
Andrew
Kevin
17 points in the lead. Dave 11 points. Ralph 3 and Kevin -1.
So Kevin can go first.
Kevin can go first. Who do you think Kevin predicted to win?
I think he predicted the Saints. I mean, Carol. By the way, the Saints are a 7.5 point favorite against the Carolina Panthers. Wrap your mind around that. The Saints have lost 6 in a row and have gotten outscored like 180-10 the last 2.5 games, and they're a 7.5 point favorite over Carolina.
And guys, post your prediction in the chat, by the way.
Yeah. So I think Kevin predicted the Saints.
You would be right. Kevin predicted the Saints to win 16-14.
Ooh, see, that is a gross game.
That's an exciting game.
That is gross. That's how
the score got me, is it?
That it might be. That is a football act of terrorism.
And
what's the weather going to be like in Charlotte?
His player of the game is. His player of the game is Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Oh, going off the reservation a little bit.
Kevin keeps going with the defensive players. He's gonna go -2 points probably again next week. Well, you know.
All right. So
in Charlotte, the high will be 72.
Oh, so it's gonna be nice. It's not gonna be like raining.
That's gorgeous. Wow, sunny.
So,
you should get to go next.
So yeah, I'll go next.
You can go next, yeah.
Here's the thing. There's a little bit of part of me that's like, if the Saints would lose to Carolina, I would just want to see like if it would shake the Saints violently enough to fire DA. And I know Dave and everybody's probably like, it wouldn't happen. But I'm here to tell you, if the Saints lose on Sunday to Carolina, it will be so gross and so disgusting. People will need to be fired because Carolina is that bad. Like, they are horrific. You think the Saints are terrible? I'm going to put it to you this way. The Saints with Derek Carr at quarterback, if they play the exact same game that they played against the Chargers Sunday with Derek Carr, they'll beat Carolina by 3 touchdowns. And I kind of think they will. I think this is going to be the most boring, uninspiring Saints win we've had in a while. It won't be an escape. It won't be sloppy. It won't be like they win on the last second play. It's just going to be, okay, they're up 17-6. They're winning. Dalton threw another pick. They won. Thomas, as always, I forgot my score. I think I said 24-13 or something like that.
Nope, you picked 31-10.
Yeah.
For the Saints.
31. Yeah, I just think the Saints, like, Carolina can't rush the passer. And even though the Saints will have receiver issues, they don't have Shaheed and all that. Like, Carolina sucks, man. How Carolina beat the Raiders, I'll never know. They are unwatchable. Like Denver beat them 28-14, and Sean Payton was mad. He was like, "We didn't even play that good. We started bad, we finished bad," and Denver coasted in that game. So Saints 31-10. My player of the game, Alvin Kamara.
You've picked.
You already picked Kamara first week, unless you want to pick him as a joker.
I'll pick him as a joker. Let's go.
All right.
I'll get weird the second half of the year with picks.
All right.
Kamara's gonna have a monster game. Like Carolina's dreadful. Like all the people that are like, if the Saints lose, DA will get fired. Yeah. Like that dream is gonna be dead by 12:30 on Sunday. Like the Saints are just gonna, because Carolina's just, this is not saying the Saints are going to turn around. This is not even that Derek Carr is really good. It's just Derek Carr makes the Saints a functional offense, and a functional offense is plenty enough to beat the Panthers. So, Thomas, do you have graphics for Cody? Can he make a pick?
I can pick for Andrew. I think. I get Andrew's pick.
First of all, I'm next, and then I was going to say, I don't know whether Andrew submitted anything or not, but I think since Andrew is in the lead, I think Cody should get to pick for him. He's got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Everyone's picking the Saints to win in the chat, by the way.
I mean, Carolina is unspeakable.
Yeah, I've got it up, the charted, the QB play. Yeah, Derek Carr versus Bryce Young. That is a gulf in between those two.
I think Dalton's going to play.
No.
Ginger revenge game in the chamber.
Yeah, all right. I'll go next because I'm in third place here, so that's my gosh darn right to go next.
That's up to me, by the way, Dave. But,
that should go. First of all, we should go in order, like last to first. Like that seems like the fair thing to do.
That's right. So go, Dave. So go.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see that my co-hosts Ralph and Kevin who are many points behind me, have chosen the Saints to win. But to Ralph's points earlier, as bad as the Saints are, they've got like a modicum of talent, and I really feel like the Panthers just have really not that much talent,
and they're poorly coached.
And the coaching is obviously even worse than our coaching. But I don't necessarily think it's going to be a blow. I think it'd be more like Kevin's thinking, and certainly less like Ralph's thinking. I think it's going to be much more of a closer game. I was surprised though, because I thought all y'all were going to go ahead and pick the Panthers, and I thought I was being crazy. I didn't realize though that the spread was 7 points and the Saints were favored. But I went with Saints 24, Panthers 23. I think we'll have a 1 point game on our hands.
Imagine if the Saints were 3-5, what the spread would be.
Might even come down to a Blake Groupie field goal at the end. And then my player of the game, I don't even know who the heck I have left and who I've picked. Have I picked Groupie?
No, but I won't allow you to pick Groupie.
Oh, because Andrew picked Groupie.
Spoiler alert.
You know what? Actually, that's fine. I don't care. I'm going to pick Hayball.
What? You cannot pick
How do you
Hayball.
even score that?
You score a punter.
How do you score a defensive player? I don't know.
You do
like tackles and interceptions, fumble recoveries.
Yeah,
I think we should go on vibes. And if Hayball has like 7 punts and averages like 48 yards, I think
I will decide what we go by. Come on,
man. He can have a punter, but if Hayball gets a punt blocked, -30.
No.
All right, I'll ride with that. I'm okay.
You can do like punts within the 20, punts within the 10.
I don't even have a graphic for Hayball. Come on, man.
You just put like a silhouette.
Just put a football.
I don't know. I mean, if I can pick a kicker and I can pick a defensive player, you're telling me punter and long is the only player in the entire world I can't pick.
Long snapper.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, a long snapper could catch a pass, I guess. Or a hay ball could catch a pass. You know?
Well,
That's your hay ball. Come on, man.
There we go. That's my image. I got the random avatar.
There you go.
There we go. Hay ball.
All right.
You can't put his name up, though? I mean, come on. He's the best punter in Saints history. Let's pay some respect to the guy.
Hey, put some respect on Thomas Mostert. Come on, man.
Yeah. All right,
Jesus Christ, Dave.
You'll do
-5.
You'll do Andrew's pick, and then Cody can go. He can just tell us what he's going to do. But give us Andrew's pick.
All right. And Andrew's pick, very interesting. Who do you think?
If Cody's pick is good, by the way, it counts for me. I just called it.
Jesus
That's how that
Christ,
works.
Dave.
It's like shotgun.
You should tread lightly, man. Who do you think Andrew picked? Cody.
I think he picked Carolina.
Obviously, you picked Groupie, and knowing Andrew, listen to him, he's probably a little bit more bullish. He's probably more towards Ralph than he is towards Dave or Kevin.
Andrew's down bad. I've been texting him.
Oh, he's down bad? Okay.
He's down bad. I think he
if
picked
he's
the
down
Panthers.
bad, I'm seeing like a
Ralph's got the inside
13-10
info.
Blake Groupie. It's just a big old kick fest. You know, I can see that. Just muck around in the mud.
The Panthers. I think Andrew picked the Panthers.
You think so?
I'm going to tell you. Or the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
He predicted the same exact score as Dave. Ooh. 24 to 23. But for the Panthers.
And I wanted to pick Groupie, so we wanted to make...
Yeah.
Oh, close.
Wow.
Oh. I think you should let... No, never mind. I was going to...
All right. So...
Interesting.
I told you Andrew's in a bad place.
He went with the
He's in the bad place. He's in the bad place.
Cody,
what's your pick? What's your pick, Cody?
So here's the thing with me. Like, whenever I pick stuff like that, I always get it wrong. So I want the Saints to win a lot, and I think the only way to do that is if I pick Carolina to win.
You're going to George Costanza it.
I'm going to George Costanza it, absolutely. Because if I pick the Saints to win, they're going to lose. And I'm thinking it's going to be like a 17-14 Panthers.
Low scoring.
Well, if the Panthers
24-17.
If the Panthers win, they will have less than 20 points, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
It'll be just gross. I was hoping the weather would be terrible, like it'd be like a monsoon or something.
Oh no, it is. It is 58% humidity with a high of 72, I believe. High of 72. It's like literally room temperature.
San Diego. Yeah, it's like San Diego weather. Right?
Literally room temperature.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
With a nice wind at 5 miles an hour. Oh, it's going to be perfect.
Hayball. I love how Hayball is in a different font.
Yes, different font.
I hate myself that I'll be rooting for a blocked punt. Carolina blocks a punt.
Yeah, you should feel bad about that.
I feel.
Think about what you've done.
I'd feel terrible about it, but they're 2-6. I don't think it matters.
Well, especially with a blocked punt, because we don't know how well Saints can fall on blocked punts, as we've seen.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. Thomas, thanks to all the people who donated on the show. Give us a roll call.
It was a tight race for the MVP. We had 4 different donators. Thanks to Aldi Marino, to Run Amok, to the runner-up, San Antonio Saints, and to the MVP for the first time this season, or maybe even ever. Who is? The one on the arrow!
Yeah!
Congratulations!
Thank you, Errol. You're the best. So, an Errol, DM Thomas on Discord. You run the whiteboard next week. Our race, fire DA, please, and we'll put something new up. Get it done. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the show, we made you laugh, consider supporting the show by going to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Maybe even become a black and gold level member. And then you could be guest host just like Cody was. Give us a shot. Every little bit helps make this show a little bit better. Don't forget to follow us on socials and wherever you get your podcast. Thanks to Dave. Thanks to Cody for hanging out with us, pinch hitting on late notice. We appreciate you, Cody. Kevin in the chat, Andrew being bougie somewhere, he did send his pick at least, and Tomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Until next time, the bar is closed.